What's up, everybody? Happy freaking Friday. You'll notice I'm dressed a little differently in this episode than I usually am. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this beige-colored itch generator, it's because out of all the things in this universe that I don't like, the only things I truly hate are being tired and being cold. So if you see me in the intros and outros of these videos sitting here shaking and scratching myself until the middle of March, don't worry, I'm not suffering from heroin withdrawals or anything. It's just because I'm a desert rat and I love to stay warm. Wait, the rest of the team is in Ohio. I'm gonna have to move to Ohio.
So, Azazel's been nerfed, some items were practically ruined, and now the number 109 has been showing up everywhere. What the hell has been going on in the Binding of Isaac lately? Edmund McMillan assures us that it's nothing at all. Supposedly there was a launch bug that caused missing items due to a thing he can't talk about at the moment, and the AZ downgrade was not what he meant it to be. Now, I have a lot of respect for the guy. I just want to reiterate that for those of you who haven't seen my top 8 developers video. The Azazel thing I kind of understand, like it takes actual skill to use the character now. Then again, I thought he always served the same purpose that the noob tubes did in Call of Duty, but whatever. However, in terms of that thing he said about nobody being mad about the Lost, I want to encourage each and every one of you to take his statement with a huge grain of salt. Ed was very open about his contempt towards people who data mined Isaac to find out about the hidden character, and who can blame him? After he went through so much trouble to leave these carefully crafted in-game breadcrumbs for people to find, they go and spoil the surprise less than 5 days after launch. Wouldn't you be a little ticked? It's a great example of a design challenge that has absolutely stumped our current batch of developers. Back before the 6th generation of consoles, there were all kinds of rumors in this industry, from things like red ninjas and swappable cartridges to even more outlandish claims like nude codes and an arcade cabinet made by the government to test who knows what at this point. Stories like this are still being told in Legends today, but with the tools and resources we have in this modern era, how do you possibly keep a secret from people? Correct me if I'm wrong, but part of the reason you play a game is because it offers you something you've never experienced before. They take you into new worlds with new surprises just waiting to reward you with their discovery. Now, if you were made aware of what all those surprises were, wouldn't it detract a lot from how much you'd enjoy the game? Thanks to the internet, I knew about the ending to Portal 2 long before I actually played it myself, and all I could think during that session was, this would be really cool if I was seeing it for the first time. The unknown is fun, it's exciting. It's one of the joys of going back and playing games you enjoyed as a kid now that you're older. You notice so many little things that went completely over your head the first time. And especially if that game is still relatively new, the idea that you still haven't seen all there is to see might be just enough to keep you playing. This can be especially powerful in our day and age, when your audience's attention span fluctuates faster than you can possibly make more games to compensate for. And unfortunately, because of that, we've seen some developers really take the piss when it comes to controlling how and when information spreads about their games. Remember when Supermassive flat out lied about the existence of Until Dawn Rush of Blood, just so they could turn around and announce it mere days later at Paris Games Week? Yeah. That. You straddle a fine line these days when it comes to secrets in games. It's almost impossible for Herobrines to happen naturally anymore, but like any game that doesn't give you all the information right away, if you intentionally try to lead your audience along, you could very easily just end up frustrating the hell out of them. Don't be that tool from Capcom who refuses to admit that there is no secret in Mega Man 10. Don't be Hidetaka Miyazaki and trick people into thinking a worthless item might actually serve a purpose. Well, beyond playing a prank on your paying customers, that is. Because lately, we've been seeing much better solutions crop up. Look at a game like Cloud Chamber. This is a massively multiplayer ARG. It's specifically designed to present you what, to most people, would look like an incomplete story. There are no levels, no checkboxes, and there's no real ending. How you progress in the game is by discussing what's going on with other people in real time using the in-game chat feature. And the only real time it ends is when you decide for yourself that you've figured out what happened. This is a perfect microcosm of how the internet works. You get pieces of a story and contact other people maybe more insightful or resourceful than you for information, or just see it from a different angle to fill in the blanks. And once you add their perspective to your own, you get just a bit of a clearer picture. A particularly creative team could use this kind of rumor mongering in very creative and intuitive ways, taking advantage of our natural desire to solve the mysteries of the world around us and turning it into a super rewarding experience. And I think Ed might understand that. He's told us that he's hiding the remaining content behind a series of microtransactions that he's calling an ARG, and that everything will be clarified later in a blog post that is going to, quote, blow our freaking minds. So while I still don't believe that he's not doing this at least a little out of spite, it seems my thoughts have been confirmed about him learning his lesson from the first attempt. Something big is gonna happen in this game very soon, and if I know the way he and Tyrone operate, it's going to keep us just as entertained as Isaac itself. And I think that's where I'm going to stop this explanation. Because really, talking too much about the secrets behind how to make a secret is kinda like a magician explaining how his magic works. It just takes away from the fun. So in the spirit of that, what I've presented to you in this episode is intentionally just one idea. One little taste meant to get you thinking about how this kind of thing works in our medium. Because I do have other solutions to this problem. I do have other theories of how to pique an audience's interest and ignite that ever-elusive spark of interest. But for what should be pretty obvious reasons, I ain't telling you what they are.
And a quick update before we go this week. I've already put out that video explaining that I'll be at the Tucson Comic-Con on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, go check that out if you haven't already. It should be right here instead of behind the right shoulder like I pointed the last time I did something in this chair, because that's where all the dead space is. Ooh, editing magic. But I'm also doing something else this weekend. There's another video that's going to go up on Saturday, which is announcing that I'm going to be a part of the Extra Life stream that'll be going on, which is basically a yearly charity donation series of streams. Basically, a lot of people on Twitch come together and they play a game pretty much the entirety of that Saturday, helping to raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, which do wonderful work across the country, helping kids with incurable diseases, cancer, and whatever may ails them, so they can maybe have a chance at life, get to enjoy some of the things we have over the very precious time we've spent being alive so far. So I think it's definitely worth a very worthy cause, and actually it's in my blood too. Like my dad, well, without giving away too many personal details about who he is or where he works, he has a history of donating to this place, so I kind of think it's my turn to carry the torch in that sense. So come check out that stream when I put up the video, and have a great day, everybody.